Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Seeing some partly sunny conditions out there with some filtered sun coming through some high clouds, as well as some chilly conditions with a slight breeze. Temperatures into the mid 30s at this time. Overall, we'll see a fairly quiet weather day with slightly breezy conditions. We'll see chilly conditions continuing through the day and mainly just some high clouds around the area. We will see some active weather moving into the area as we get into our day tomorrow with that next storm system moving through. It will bring some snowfall into the area. Still some uncertainty with certain aspects of the storm as will determine the total accumulation we will see, but we'll take a look at that here in just a moment. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we do have that strong low pressure still well off to the northeast, but we have seen that pressure gradient weaken a bit over the local region with some weak high pressure impacting the local area. So seeing those winds much lower than what we saw yesterday. Should stay below wind advisory criteria, besides seeing some slightly gustier winds at times today, but again should stay below that wind advisory criteria. We'll see this next disturbance moving into our region again as we get into the day tomorrow. Upper level winds this morning had some northwesterly winds closest to the surface and then becoming westerly through the rest of the column there, seeing winds picking up into the mid 50s through the mid-levels and then up to a max wind of 104 knots at 25,000 feet, and the freezing level this morning was at the surface. We'll take a look at the current visible satellite. We can see mainly those high clouds around the area, a few mid-level clouds in there as well. We'll continue to see that as we move through daytime hours today, mainly just some filtered sun, partly sunny conditions as we move through our day today. As we look at the short-term high-resolution model, looking at the HER here, we'll see as we move through the day again, pretty quiet weather, not expecting any precipitation. That continues as we go through the overnight and into the day on Wednesday. As we go through the day, working hours on Wednesday, we will start to see some light snow likely moving into the area, particularly as we get into the afternoon time frame, starting off light and then gradually increasing in likelihood, as well as becoming more light to moderate as we get later into the evening time frame. And a bulk of the snowfall with this system will be occurring during the evening and overnight time frame into Wednesday morning. Again, still some uncertainty. We did see a big shift south over the last 24 to 36 hours with the modeling. Some of them are creeping slightly back northward and seeing quite the spread and the snow totals with this system. Again, we will be putting out a snow product or a winter weather product later today on the website to keep an eye out for with the latest, and we will continue to track this as the latest models come out. But nonetheless, getting into today on Thursday, we should see most of it coming to an end, but still some models do continue to keep some lingering snow showers around the area. That's going to impact those snow totals as well. But eventually, as we move through today on Thursday, this area of low pressure will track out off to the east, and we'll see that snowfall coming to an end and starting to see those clouds breaking. As we zoom out here looking at the European model, as that area of low pressure pulls away, we'll still see that cold air in place with that upper level trough over the region, so that's going to keep things from melting too quickly behind this system, and we'll also see some fairly breezy conditions as well. As you can see, this tight pressure gradient over the areas, so some breezy and cold conditions continue as we move through the remainder of the week. Going into the weekend, we'll slowly start to see some moderation of the temperatures, but still on the chilly side, but won't be as breezy, as we'll see high pressure starting to build in over the region. But we're moving to kind of a period of some fairly quiet weather. Not much in the way of precipitation, and again seeing those winds die down as we go into the weekend, and going towards the end of the weekend and into the start of next week, continue high pressure kind of controlling the area, keeping things fairly quiet, and we'll see temperatures trying to moderate back to more seasonable conditions as we get into the start of next week. So looking at the 24-hour weather chart for today, again, green conditions through our working hours and through much of the next 24 hours. With the exception of this yellow risk for some low wind chill values early tomorrow morning. We'll see our temperatures in the mid to upper 30s today. Slightly breezy conditions out of the northwest, 9 to 14 knots. Could see some peak gusts up around 21 knots this afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny conditions, mainly high clouds around. Again, a few low clouds moving through the area as well. As we go into the evening, we'll see continued cloudiness with that next system moving into the region, and a bit more in the way of low and mid-level clouds around 5,000 to 15,000 feet moving into the area. Again, with that next system moving through, we will keep a slight breeze through the overnight time frame. We'll see those temperatures cooling down to 21 degrees, and that's going to set up for some wind chill values in the teens. So we do pick up that yellow chance for seeing those wind chill values possibly briefly dip below the 10-degree threshold. Right now, tides are running slightly below normal. As we look for the next couple days with this snow event moving through, again, we'll start off mostly cloudy, overcast for our Wednesday. We will see that light snow becoming likely as we get into the afternoon time frame. Again, starting as some light snow, and then as we move into the late afternoon and more so into the evening time frame, we'll see more light to moderate snow mixing in with that, and that will continue as we move into the evening time frame. The initial snow accumulation for the Wednesday time frame up to about 7 or 8 p.m. we'll see about 1 to 2 inches. Again, we'll be cold tomorrow, not getting above freezing with a high around 29 degrees, and we'll just see a slight breeze through the day. So we do have red conditions for our precip, orange conditions for reduced ceilings and visibilities with that snowfall as that light to moderate snow continues as we go overnight into early Thursday morning, and we'll see some additional accumulation. Right now looks to be around 2 to 5 inches of additional accumulation through that 7 to 7 time frame for Wednesday evening into early Thursday morning. And we will see some slightly breezy conditions as we get to the start of the day on Thursday with a low around 22 degrees. So keeping that red risk for precip and continuing with those reduced ceilings and visibilities. And then going into Thursday, we'll see cloudy conditions, and we could see that chance for some lingering snow, particularly early on. And we could, right now, looking like little additional accumulation expected. But again, as with these totals we're seeing so far, could see that change with some additional modeling coming out as we continue to see those numbers fluctuating. Again, we'll be updating our winter weather product later this afternoon on the website, so that will be where you can find the latest from the office here. But otherwise, we'll see breezy conditions moving in behind the snowfall as we get later in the day on Thursday. So we do pick up a red risk for winds that are above 25 knots. And just looking at an orange risk and for precip, yellow risk for ceilings and visibilities, with that chance for some lingering snow early on, and another cold day with a high around 30 degrees. So again, not going to see much melting of that snowfall as we move through the day on Thursday. Looking at the extended forecast here, we'll see more in the way of sun as we move into Friday. It does look like we will get above freezing for Friday with a high around 38 degrees, but we'll keep our lows in the low 20s for Friday morning as well as into Saturday morning. Up to 40 for Saturday with partly to mostly cloudy conditions at time, and a bit much less in the way of winds as we move into the weekend early next week. Continuing with partly cloudy. Could see some mostly cloudy evenings at times with mainly some high clouds around, but otherwise we'll get our low temperatures up to around 30 to 32 degrees, and our high temperatures will get up to in the mid 40s, possibly the upper 40s as we get into the start of next week. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.